Take two, motherfuckers.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the Lewis and Lyles Show.
We're not sure what episode it is. We think it's 17.
17, I think, right?
We ain't sure.
Anyway, hope everybody, welcome back. Hope you're having a great day today. Except for a couple people.
Have a crappy
day.
All right.
So we got a bunch of shit to go through in the news, and we said that earlier in the podcast, but it didn't take. But I was going to have a little story that I was going to say that happened to me this week. I called Brian yesterday and kind of expressed my emotions to him, and hopefully I don't fucking cry doing this. If I do, I do, but whatever.
That makes us even.
Yeah. So my little niece Erin, which I love as much as my own children, I call her my niece because my cousin Elaine and her daughter, her sister Lori, we grew up as close as brother and sister could be, and I consider them my sisters. So Elaine's daughter Erin, she's going to have a baby here pretty soon, and it's been about 3 or 4 months ago that I was over at Erin's house, and her boyfriend's named Chase, and I got way too fucking drunk, did a bunch of stupid shit that I don't even fucking remember, had to be picked up. It was a bad situation. I was so sorry. Erin sent me a message, and I said, well, I sent her one apologizing for blah, 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 everything I did. And she had sent me a message back saying, Uncle Rob, I love you more than anything in this world. Would do anything for you. But I can't have you at my house and around my kid and everything else when you're acting like that. And I said, honey, I understand. I'm sorry. Blah, blah, blah. And I didn't make any plans to come back to her place. Well, I get an invitation from her mama for the baby shower. And I didn't want to respond to her mama until I talked to her, because I'm sure she didn't say anything to her, right? So I sent her another message saying, Erin, hey, honey, I says, your mama sent me the invitation to the bridal shower, to the baby shower. And, if you don't want me there, that's fine. I understand. I'll send a couple $100 and, bag of fucking diapers or whatever, right? And she responded back to me. She said, Uncle Rob, I'd love for you to be there if you'll come. I said, you goddamn right, I'll come. And anyway, I think we put all that shit in the past, and I'll be at the baby shower. And goddamn, just know I love you, Erin. I told her that 100 times over the messages, but she knows it. And any fucking way, let's get off some sad shit.
Whew. Well, that's not sad. That's happy.
It is, but it's very emotional to me.
Yes.
I
can understand that.
I've put a gun in a man's face for this girl. I don't know how to explain it. She is a big part of my heart.
Right.
And I told her, I said, I want to be a part of this baby's life, a big part, if I can. And I promised her I would not drink. I would not have anything to drink before or while they're at their place. So that's big for me.
That is big for you. I have to say that. But so we're gonna lighten
up a little bit. Hey Rob, you got jokes? Why can't you hear a pterodactyl pee? Why? Because the pee is silent. Alright,
don't turn that motherfucker out yet.
Oh shit! So we just recently had Juneteenth. Oh God! And I got a Juneteenth joke. It's original, but you won't find it on the internet. Okay. I do not necessarily agree with the statements that are about to happen. Okay. And to be fair, he has not heard this joke. Okay, right? So, you got a little black boy that's sitting on a street corner with a little bottle of If you laugh at this, you're going to hell. With a little bottle of turpentine. You know what turpentine is, right? Yes. Alright. He's taking that turpentine, throwing it up in the air and catching it. Throwing it up in the air and catching it. Preacher walks by. Preacher looks at the little black boy and says, "What you got there, son?" He says, "I got the most powerful liquid in the world right now." Preacher looks at him and says, "No, son. Holy water is the most powerful liquid in the world. You put a drop of water, holy water on a pregnant woman's stomach, and she'll pass a healthy baby." Little black boy looks at him and says, "Yeah, if I put a drop of this on a cat's ass, he'll pass a school bus." Oh, it's supposed to laugh at that. Oh my
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so we want to go ahead and we're going to make a shout out to the
Highway 55 in Kinston.
Highway 55 in Kinston.
Kind of a promoter for us. They're going to put us on the TV and promote our podcast and whatnot and everything. So in turn, we're going to promote them and say if you're in Kinston at any time, stop by Highway 55 and have you a nice meal.
Absolutely, they'll take care of you. They do. They
tell
do
them
a
the
good
Lewis
job.
and Lyle sent you.
Yeah, tell them we sent you. Maybe we shouldn't tell them.
No, tell them that.
But anyway, and then our our second, we haven't said anything about Carolina Security Innovations in a while, but
The company.
But if you need some security work or systems,
Home
maintenance,
audio, anything
whatever,
you need.
give us a holler, 252-917-0708.
I got fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch, texting me.
What?
Christopher. Fuck you, bitch. That's Christopher.
Okay. That's his name?
Yeah. I holler at the phone, call fuck you, bitch.
Oh. There's a father-son relationship
Yes.
right there.
So I told him before I left here, I had got a pack of ribs, about that big, and they're the Louisiana hot ribs, and they have instructions on the back on how to cook them in the oven. And I told him he could cook them for lunch if he wanted. He was just making sure that it was okay.
Uh-huh. Of course it is. You already told him once it was okay.
I know, right? Anyhow,
Is he okay?
he's retarded. I can say that because he's my son.
Rachel would bleep that, okay?
Don't believe that.
Beep.
Oh, so what do you want to talk about first, bro?
I don't know. There's I don't really like talking too much about political stuff, but
I
think
want
we
to say
need
one
to.
thing about the political
I
thing,
think we
right?
need to a little bit.
All right, so one of the political things and all this Iran, Israel, blah, 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 bullshit going on, right? And they on ceasefire, right?
right.
They on hold on ceasefire. Donald Trump made that happen. Whether you feel like you like him or not, he did make that happen. And yesterday on the White House lawn, he dropped a fuck bomb, and I thought it was the greatest thing ever. They were asking him about this damn Iran and Israel and blah, blah, blah. And he says, so at the very end of the thing, and I sent Brian the video, he says, Israel and Iran have been in a conflict war for so long that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. That was the funniest thing to me. It was on NBC, and I'm like, oh my God, this is great.
Yeah, they've been it.
And Israel has nominated him already for the Nobel Peace Prize, which is funny as shit to me too, because of this ceasefire.
Well, Donald
Donald
whoever
Trump-
does that is going to say, no, it's Donald Trump.
If Donald Trump wins the goddamn Nobel Peace Prize, then people will lose their shit.
Well, hey, if he get, what is that, $1 million if you win that?
It don't make no never mind what it is. It's the prestige.
Well, I know,
of
but
it.
given the fact that he doesn't even take a salary for being the president.
Winning the Nobel Peace Prize is a prestige thing, right? So Al Gore won it before climate change,
Yeah, that's
which he was an idiot, but whatever. I just thought it was funny as hell.
Um,
There's another thing
So,
I didn't go over. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you, I had to go to a site the other day, and it was so freaking hot, so freaking hot.
I was about to get into that. Go
And
ahead.
these people that say 100 degrees is better than 32. Well, now's your time to shine. Get your butt out there. Let's see what you got.
Well, New Yorkers are going through a heat wave right now,
Well,
right?
we all are.
Well, in particularly New York,
Well,
because they haven't seen highs this high in fucking 40 years. Now, to be fair, El Nino and El Nino, I think that's what you call it. Depending on where they are, you got a heat wave that's coming up like this, right?
Yeah.
And that heat wave is setting up in the upper areas of the United States. New York, Rhode Island, blah, 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 blah.
weatherman Rob,
Well,
we
normally,
need to make a weather channel. For you.
normally they have a high that comes down from Canada, right? And when that high pressure comes down from Canada, it keeps them at about 80 degrees, 75, where they're normally at, right?
Yeah.
And it'll come down. It'll come
Well,
down.
I mean, New York is hot anyway.
Well, hold on. But that high from Canada air is coming down next week, right?
Yeah.
So they'll be back in normal weather around 80 degrees next week.
Right.
But they're freaking the fuck out because of how hot it is right now. Now, I'm not a believer in climate change. Climate always changes. That's a true statement. But I'm not a believer in the goddamn world is going to go to hell in a handbasket in fucking 10 years. But
Yeah,
now what I do agree with, right here, because of this extreme heat in the upper parts of the Mason-Dixon, right, it is causing tremendous strain on the power grid.
I'm sure it is. You see the roads buckling?
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that?
But I don't believe that aliens are going to take over and be the next thing. I don't believe Jesus is going to come back and be the next thing. I believe once a power grid like that fails, I think that's going to be the next thing. The next big catastrophe in the United States is when the power grids fail.
The biggest what?
Catastrophe.
Okay.
You don't think so?
No, it could be. Yeah,
They are very inefficient at this point.
The grid, our grid is.
Well, the power grids are so
pretty fragile.
inefficient. The New Yorkers are asking the people in New York to turn their air conditioners down to fucking 80 degrees. You going to live in a house at 80 degrees?
Well,
No, you're not.
well, I love my mom and daddy, but it's 78 degrees in their house.
Yeah, it's fucking hot when you go in there,
And I'm
right?
like, oh my gosh. But
Yeah,
it feels
and-
better than outside. I'll say that.
And I'm telling you right now, people that live in if you're at 78 degrees humidity and fucking 97 degrees heat,
That's hot.
that is fucking hot.
What's that, like a 110 heat index?
Yes, that's 110. Yeah,
Yeah.
110, 118, somewhere around there. And that is fucking hot. And you're not going to walk into your house at 80 degrees. You
Yeah.
turn that shit down to like me and you at 72.
I got some cabinets to put into, some metal cabinets to put into the enclosed trailer. And I was going to put them together yesterday. And I was like, man, I ain't sitting out here in this stuff. I think I went out there finally at about 6 o'clock. And I got 3 of them put together. But I got 3 more to do.
When I left the house this
But
morning,
it was hot. They got my fan in there and everything.
when I left the house this morning to come here, Elizabeth Garner on WRAL said it was 78% humidity. She said the highest North Carolina had ever seen it is 81.
I don't know. I think it's been higher humidity than that.
Well, that's what she said. Whether she told a fucking lie or not, I don't know. But that's what she said. She's a weather woman. I believe her more than anybody else. Especially more than Greg Fishel. I don't like Greg Fishel.
Who?
Greg Fishel.
Who's that?
It was a weatherman on the damn TV that everybody listened to down here forever.
I don't know who it is.
Yeah, I don't like Greg Fishel. But Liv McGarner said 78% humidity today. And she said the highest North Carolina has ever seen humidity was 81. I'm like, son of a bitch. And you looked that shit up. That ain't me saying that. Liv McGarner, the goddamn weather
Well, I
lady
know.
from WRL.
I'm trying to see what it says.
I believe she tell the truth.
Well,
Well, she's very pretty, by the way.
That's why she tells the truth, right?
Well, I mean, she's probably our age. She's still very pretty for, Kat Campbell, she's on there too, and I don't like her. She's like a goddamn giraffe neck.
I didn't ask about the rain.
I don't like her at all. Anyhow, while he's doing that, so I'm going to say this man's name correctly. It's Zuron Mondui. Monduni. Anyway, he won the Democratic nomination for mayor against Andrew Cuomo, which Andrew Cuomo is a piece of shit. And he won it because in his debate, he talked about Andrew's 13 people in his cabinet that he supposedly sexually assaulted, how he had swindled $1 million of funds from the government, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I don't like Andrew Cuomo. Really don't like this guy because he is an open socialist.
Right. Yeah, I don't like that.
He's 33 years old, so nobody knows shit about him really. But he has been known to be an open socialist. He'll have to run against Eric Adams, and Eric Adams has turned from the Democratic Party and now has said that he is an independent. I like Eric Adams because he was a former chief of police, but that's the only thing I like about him. Because he does, support the fellow law officers, and we do that too. But I don't know that. I know it doesn't affect anybody. New York doesn't, but it just shows you where the party is headed. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because you got AOC sitting there, Googling him, whatever. Like he's the greatest thing ever. And I'm like, well, she may as well be a socialist too. She is one. Let's just say it. With her policies and the way it looks, like what she wants to do. But that guy that, the supermarket thing idea that he brought up about having state-run supermarkets, that's just asinine.
You can't do
you
that.
may as well just go on to Venezuela or whatever you want to go. Because that's what he's trying to do, is turn us into that crap.
He also, I looked into this motherfucker. Is it wrong? He also wants to make minimum wage $30 an hour.
Yeah, you can't
How
do
the
that.
fuck you gonna do that?
I mean, everybody be shut down.
You can't. If you make minimum,
what'll happen is they'll have one worker in there trying to do everything.
No, what'll happen is you want McDonald's workers to make $30 an hour. You know what's going to happen? Your Happy Meal is going to go up to fucking $25.
Yeah,
for a Happy Meal.
Exactly. And who wants that?
You won't be able to afford fast food, a restaurant, anything like that if this is implemented. If $30 minimum wage hour is implemented. Minimum wage is for people who.
Well, and you're not just talking about McDonald's. You're talking about,
Lowe's,
everywhere.
anywhere,
Grocery store, Lowe's, Home Depot. I mean, that's not just going to make the prices in New York go up. That's going to make the prices everywhere go up, so they can compensate for that $30 an hour. So basically, we're going to be paying more for stuff if that takes place. That's not right for us.
No, it ain't right.
Shut them down. Shut the freaking things down in New York.
Yeah, what happens when you raise? So minimum wage is made for what? It's there for what?
It's entry level.
Entry level.
Absolutely.
People in high school, people who don't have a college education or skilled work, right?
Right.
If you can go out and tie a rebar, you're a skilled laborer, right?
Right.
So you're going to make more money than an average minimum wage.
Sure.
If you've got a college education, you go out and find a job, I don't care what it is, you're going to make a little bit more than minimum wage because you have the education.
That's right.
You put the effort in.
Right. And if minimum wage is a starting wage, so there's nothing to say that if you go to McDonald's and you do, and I've known plenty of them. You go to McDonald's, you start as a cashier, you're at minimum wage, right? Well, over the time, those people have bettered themselves and promoted. Even in McDonald's, and they become the manager of the store.
So I'll give you.
That's what it's about.
I'll give you an example of a buddy of mine named Jeff. Right? Jeff was dumb as a bag of rocks. I love him to death, but he was dumb as a bag of rocks. He started off delivering pizzas at Domino's. Right? When he was, 16, 17 years old. He did finish high school. He did not go to college, though, right?
Right.
Well, he moved himself up through Domino's, and wind up becoming a regional manager because he took their courses and everything else. Now, at one point, he was making $85,000 a year as regional manager because he stayed with Domino's for 20 years.
Right.
And wound up retiring.
Right. These minimum wage people that think they're supposed to live, live on it. You can't. You
No,
can't
that's
do it.
exactly right. Now I feel bad for people that don't have skill sets, right?
Right.
If you worked in the
But those are the people that I really don't mind helping.
if you've worked in a fast food restaurant all your life, and you've worked in, say, hospitality, right? You
Right.
clean rooms at the hotel. That's what you've done most all your life. Promotions are hard to get, I get, in fast foods and stuff like that, right? Unless you do like what Jeff did and take all the courses that they offer. If you're a line cook and you make $14 an hour, I think it's like the maximum you can make.
Right.
But at $7, $8 an hour, a man that's 40 years old can't live on that, right?
Right.
But what have you done to better yourself? Have you took the courses at McDonald's to promote yourself to assistant manager or manager or whatever? I had a friend of mine when I was I was probably 20-ish, 22, 23 years old, right? She graduated high school. That's all she done, right?
Mm-hmm.
She wound up becoming a manager of Bojangles. And she was making, at that time, that was 25 years ago, right?
Right.
She was making $20, $25 an hour at that time, plus bonuses every month for sales. She was making $1,000 bonus because she had a Corvette. She paid her Corvette payment with a goddamn bonus.
Well, that's a good thing.
I mean, but she went through the courses that were offered through the company, right?
Right.
If you don't do that, then it's your own damn fault, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You can't give people $30 an hour to flip fucking burgers because if you do, you can't afford a fucking burger.
I mean, when I started so I worked retail for a very long time, and I started doing some electrical work with a guy, and I started working with the electronics company, the security company, as a technician. As a technician, I was only making $12 an hour. Oh, no, let me rephrase that. I made $11 an hour. And then when I worked through everything, and I became a project manager, and I made a whole whooping $13 an hour. And but eventually I became a branch manager, and then I oversaw two offices, Raleigh, which is how I met you, Raleigh and Winterville office, which Winterville office no longer exists. But we won't get into that one. Thank you. You know who.
The first real job I ever had, I worked for Old Man Stevenson that owned Stevenson's Warehouse, the tobacco warehouse, right?
Right.
I worked for him and C.O. Garganis. C.O. Garganis ain't dead. He's still in prison for a monopoly scheme. That don't matter. I worked for them working in tobacco warehouses. Remember what did Jamie?
Yeah.
We made $4.25 an hour. That was what we made.
Right.
If you loaded the trucks up with the tobacco sheets and all that, after everything was done, we worked walking around the buyers checking the tobacco as they bought them. And if you loaded the trucks up, you can make $5.25 an hour. Right?
Right.
So we loaded the trucks up too. We did our job and then walked right back in and started loading trucks up. We probably, during the summer, we probably worked, 60 hours a week, right?
Yeah.
We didn't get no overtime because it was two separate jobs. But hell, I mean, we thought we were doing something back then. And then when I've always done electrical work with my daddy. When I went to do real electrical work, I think I made $5 an hour. That's what I made.
Right.
Or maybe $5.25. It wasn't much, right?
Yeah.
And the company moved me up. So the first raise I got was from $5.25. I went from $5.25 to $9, right?
Right.
I took my paycheck back into the office. And I told Miss Alice, because she was the one that did all that stuff at the time, I said, Miss Alice, I think you paid me wrong. Right? Because I didn't want to cheat the company because I love the company. And she said, no, you got a raise. You're now foreman. And we want to promote you and give you this raise. I thought, oh, okay. Well, then I went from $9. When I left there, I left there and went to work for the state, right?
Right.
When I left there, and this is fucking a long time ago too, right? But when I left there, I was making $22 an hour. And that was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
I went to work with the state in 2001. So
Mhm.
however long ago that was.
Yeah. So let's change directions a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about Cooper Flagg. Unfortunately, he went to Duke, but you
For
know
1 year.
that dude.
That dude's amazing.
He's a good ball player. I actually enjoyed watching him, and you know during his year at Duke, you know how much he made with the NIL?
I don't know.
$28 million. He's already made $28 million without even going to the NBA.
I saw him when he was 17. I was telling you about this. When he was 17, he did practice with the USA basketball team.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was amazing to see that boy practice against them.
um,
But he played 1 year at Duke, and now he's going into the. You see who's going to pick him
Yeah.
up though, right?
no.
The Mavericks.
Oh,
They suck.
well, yeah, but but the breakdown, it says that Fanatics paid him $15 million, New Balance $13 million. I don't
Because
know.
his name and likeness.
I mean,
I agree with that.
yeah, I don't know if I agree with that too much.
If you're a college or a high school, either one, that's going to promote that person.
High
name and
school,
likeness.
no.
Even high school, yeah.
High school people don't have money to pay. Who's going to pay them?
You're kidding me? Clayton High School would go and recruit from. I know what Gary Fowler did, so you can't tell me the high school don't do it. I know what Clayton High School did.
I don't know. I paying a high schooler to play ball, yeah, no.
But
It's
if you,
getting to where you don't play for the joy of playing anymore.
I don't know. I watched this boy's interview, and I think he is. He's making money, but I think he is still playing for the love of the game.
Well,
His mama played, his daddy played, both his twin brother and his older brother played.
but it's who can pay him the most. Okay, and I get that. Who can pay you the most? But don't you want to play somewhere where you enjoy the people around you? I mean, everything's not about you.
Well, you think Duke is the one that could play him the most? I don't think so.
Huh?
So he played for Duke, right?
Oh, I don't know. Duke's got a lot of money. But see, Duke didn't pay him. Fanatics and New Balance paid him.
I know, but he played at Duke, is what I'm saying.
Well, that's a high-profile school.
It is, but there's more it's ACC.
Yeah,
SEC is more high profile than ACC.
not basketball.
Maybe not, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Football, yes. Basketball,
But if you use the person's name or their photos to promote your school and everything else, that boy should get something for it. I agree with that.
well, I mean, I'm not saying he shouldn't get something.
If they're making $50 million, he ought to make 20. Yeah, I agree with that. 15, whatever it was he made.
Well, I mean, like I said, he wasn't getting. He was getting paid that from
That's his
I guess,
royalties.
sponsorship.
Right, the royalties pay the college. The college gets money too off of that, you know.
Well, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a tip for tat, and I agree with it. I personally agree with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't agree with that much because
All
I
this
mean
shit's-
you are getting a college education. Well, supposedly a college education. Some of those degrees ain't worth crap. But
at 17 and 18, he probably has a fiduciary that his family is set up that is controlling that money to make sure that he doesn't spend, you know.
well, if he's 18, that's his money.
He probably is started off with a fiduciary though.
I don't know. He didn't make that till he got to Duke.
And he started at Duke at 17.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He skipped 1 year of high school
I
to
didn't
go
know.
play for Duke at 17. And yeah, I read all that.
Okay.
And right now he's 18 going into the NBA. So I'm sure that his money is controlled by a fiduciary at some point. Maybe his damn daddy, I don't know. Well, while we're talking about Cooper Flagg, he is from Newport, Maine, which is an extremely small town. Like I said, his mom and daddy played basketball. He's got a twin brother that plays, and he's got an older brother that plays. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just reading. He was 17 when he started at Duke.
Right, I knew that.
If a bulldog and
Yeah.
full of freight train.
Goddamn right.
If Rob said it, you can count on it.
Right.
I done did all this reading before I came over here.
Oh, wait a minute. You did research before today's show? Well, that ain't like us.
I did research at 6:30 this morning on this board.
Oh, my Lord.
'Cause I wanted to know that I was saying the right things.
We're usually slinging it.
I know. But I was excited about this particular topic. So,
Well, what else? You got anything else? What
oh
else you
yeah,
got?
psilocybin. So you know what psilocybin is?
Silside, yeah.
That's magic mushrooms, folks. And have you ever took mushrooms?
No.
I've done most all drugs. I did a lot of fucking mushrooms. So they're doing research right now, and you can internet this too, for using psilocybin for postpartum depression for people who have, pregnant people who had children.
Right.
And I was watching this shit, and I'm like, so there's 3 states currently right now that allow or magic mushrooms are legal in for medicinal use for you to grow, right?
Right.
I know one of them's Colorado. I know one of them's New Mexico. I think the other one's Nevada, but I ain't 100% sure of that. I know those 2 are 100% sure, though.
Yeah, I think California does it for medicine.
California does not do it. It's only 3 states.
Medicinal.
No.
Yes, they do.
Internet it. I'm telling you, it's only 3 states. And those are the 3 states.
That can sell it. But I'm telling you,
You can grow it for medicinal use in
Okay.
these 3 states, and that's it. As far as I read, I think it's
where Denver, Colorado, you don't need to do. They sell it. They just sell it outright.
and maybe so, but it's Denver
When you
legalized.
talking about marijuana, you talking about the
No, I'm talking
mushrooms.
about magic mushrooms or
Okay, well,
psilocybin.
that might be the case.
It's
I was thinking
Colorado.
I was
It's
thinking
3
marijuana.
states. It's Colorado, New Mexico, and I think it's Nevada. I'm not 100% sure of the last one. Anyhow, I've done mushrooms, and I've done a lot of mushrooms when I was younger. And I promise you, you cannot be depressed if you're on mushrooms. You'll see pink, purple fucking elephants. I'm
Rob knows.
the only thing we would do when we was growing up, the only thing we agreed not to do was anything that was injectable
Right.
or crack. We never
Right.
smoked crack. Everything else was on the table.
Well, I can say I've never done any drugs.
You never smoked marijuana?
Mm-mm.
Seriously?
Mm-mm.
Oh God, marijuana's great.
Never. We're not condoning it either, okay?
I condone it.
No.
I told look, when Christopher was 15.
LNL Broadcasting does
Oh, let me
not
tell you.
condone.
Let me tell you something. When Christopher was 15, I told his psychologist, I said, as soon as North Carolina legalizes marijuana, you can write him a goddamn prescription. His psychologist looked at me and said, sure will.
Well, I mean, I know some of it's medicinal. I do.
It's all of it's medicinal.
Well, no. I guess it depends on how loosely you use that term.
Oh
right?
yeah, it's medicinal.
But oh my gosh.
That's about all I got written down. Other than I wish I had wrote that lady's name down. That's going. They went up in the XS4, the X4, the space shuttle.
Yeah.
They're building a science lab basically in space.
Right.
And the lady that went up with these 4 people, I wish I could remember her name. I wrote it down, but she has 650 hours in space and 10 spacewalks. So, I think that was it, huh? Good for you, lady.
That's right.
I hope know my name.
All right. Time's up for us. We're trying to keep that threshold.
Oh yeah.
But hope everybody has a great week. Except for a couple people.
Crappy.
But
I'll be at Tucker Lake come Saturday if you want to come down there and see me.
all right. Peace out, everybody. We'll see you next time.